We all know that feeling. You sit down to work, and within seconds, your phone buzzes. A notification. You look, just once, and suddenly 30 minutes have vanished into scrolling, clicking, and jumping from distraction to distraction. You tell yourself, I'll get it together tomorrow, or I'm just lazy. But what if that explanation is wrong? What if you're not lazy at all? What if your brain and your environment are designed in ways that make it harder to act on long-term goals? Today, we're going to explore something deeper. Why you feel lazy, why you procrastinate, and how your motivation is being shaped by forces you hardly ever think about. Let's start with the brain. Psychology and neuroscience reveal that procrastination isn't a character flaw or a lack of willpower. It's a struggle between different parts of your brain. The part that prioritizes short-term rewards and the part that plans for long-term goals. One scientific term for this is present bias, the tendency to overvalue immediate rewards while underestimating future benefits. This bias leads us to choose a quick dopamine hit now over a larger payoff later, even when we know the future reward is better. You see this every day. Checking social media gives you nearly instant satisfaction. Likes, new content, novelty. Your brain gets a small dopamine surge, a chemical signal that says, yes, this feels good. Writing a report, studying, starting a difficult task. Those actions don't give you that immediate dopamine rush. So when your brain compares an instant digital reward with a delayed achievement, it almost always chooses distraction. This isn't laziness. That's just a convenient label we slap on ourselves. The real culprit is what psychologists call short-term mood repair. Choosing something that makes us feel better now because the task ahead feels uncomfortable or threatening. Here's another way to look at it. Procrastination is emotional avoidance. According to leading researchers in the field, people don't put off tasks because they can't manage time. They procrastinate because they're trying to avoid the negative emotions that come with the task in the first place. That might be fear of failure, fear of imperfection, or even fear of success. Imagine you need to start a big, important project. Before you even begin, your brain has already evaluated it as stressful or uncomfortable. So instead of tackling it head-on, you turn to something that feels better in the moment. Scrolling your phone, checking messages, watching a quick video. You feel relief. Your brain says, yes, this is safer. And that relief reinforces the avoidance, again and again. But it gets even more engineered than that. Modern technology literally hijacks our attention systems. Apps and platforms are designed around compulsion loops, reward systems that keep you coming back because they exploit your brain's dopamine responses. A ping here, a like there, unpredictable content feeds. These aren't accidental. They're built to keep you engaged as long as possible. So when you feel distracted, it's not just internal psychology at work. It's a system, a digital architecture, crafted to make certain behaviors feel more rewarding than others. The instant reward isn't simply a matter of weakness. It's programmed into the environment around you. Even in real-world studies of procrastination, researchers find that people don't delay tasks because they're lazy. They delay them because the alternative is more emotionally comforting right now. That's not laziness, that's survival wiring. Another factor is perfectionism. Some people avoid starting a task not because they don't want to work, but because they fear the outcome won't be perfect. Perfectionism can be paralyzing because the brain equates the possibility of an imperfect result with threat, and the instinctive response to threat is avoidance. This ties back to identity too. Your brain doesn't just track rewards, it tracks consistency with self-image. If you've told yourself, I'm lazy, your brain takes that as a prediction about your future behavior. So instead of challenging that belief, your mind preserves it, because consistency feels safer than contradiction. Changing that identity requires evidence, not slogans. So if laziness isn't the cause, what is? It's a combination of your brain's natural preference for immediate rewards, present bias, emotional avoidance of discomfort and fear responses, dopamine-driven reinforcement from instant gratification, environmental design that constantly tempts and distracts you, self-identity and internal belief systems shaping behavior. The really important insight here is that motivation isn't the simple commodity you either have or don't have. It's a dynamic interaction between your brain, your environment, and the signals your nervous system has learned to respond to. Which means, and this is crucial, you're not useless when you procrastinate. Your brain is doing exactly what it's wired to do: seek comfort and avoid threat in an environment engineered to reward distraction. But you can change that system. One key insight from behavioral science is that altering your environment often works better than trying to brute force willpower. Make the desired behavior easier and the competing distractions harder. Put your phone in another room. Change your workspace. Disable notifications. These aren't hacks. They're rewiring tools that change the signals your brain responds to. Another strategy is to break tasks into smaller, emotionally manageable chunks. When the brain sees progress, even tiny progress, it begins to associate the work with reward, not avoidance. This is how motivation builds over time. The point isn't to shame yourself. It's to understand the real architecture of human behavior. When you see procrastination not as laziness, but as engineered response, it changes everything. You stop fighting yourself and start redesigning your contexts. Sooner or later, you realize you weren't lazy. You were operating within a system that pushes you toward instant satisfaction and away from discomfort. And once you see that system for what it is, you can begin to outmaneuver it. This isn't about willpower. It's about understanding how motivation, reward, discomfort, and design all interact to create the behaviors you experience every day. And when you understand the design, you begin to understand yourself.